Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Cross, money, marketing and mindset business coach and host of the upcoming Telesummit, Smashing the Glass Ceiling. Now, I have scoured the globe and as you know, I've hand-selected 18 experts in their field who are going to share proven strategies to help you smash through your glass ceiling to your six-figure or more business. Even if you're just starting out in business, this Telesummit is for you and you want to make sure that you get signed up. Now, today I'm joined by Ludwina Dautovic, and I hope I've pronounced that correctly.
Oh, look, the Aussies say Dautovic. It's easier that
Dautovic,
way.
okay, there you go. Now, Ludwina is a recognised global brand whose innovative business concepts have carved a strategic position for her as a sought-after global broadcaster, self-publisher, and digital content creator. And Ludwina has often been referred to as Australia's premier broadcasting voice for business. Now, on the upcoming Telesummit, which starts November 1st, so you want to make sure you put that in your diary, Ludwina is going to speak about broadcast channels, how to give your brand a global voice. Ludwina, welcome.
Thank you very much, Anne-Marie.
Now, when you talk about broadcast channels, what are some of the specific channels that you're talking about?
Well, there's three key things that I talk about, and they're not really foreign to the people watching. Primarily, the three main ones I would talk about. Blogging is a way to actually get your voice across. Through video is another way. And my primary one and my favourite all-time one is audio podcasting. For a number of reasons, it's my favourite. But I've been podcasting now since 2010,
Yes.
and I would have to say that it has been the most beneficial way for me to actually broadcast my message to a global market.
Fabulous. And I know that one of the key elements that we're bringing through this Telesummit is marketing and getting the message out there and connecting with a global audience. And I know that some ambitious entrepreneurs are quite fearful of technologies, particularly perhaps your own video and broadcasting through podcasting. What advice would you have for them?
I would say don't wait until you've got it perfected. When I go back and I listen to my very first podcast interview that I did with Poppy King, you would know, most would know her as the Lipstick Queen. I was so proud of myself for actually getting her for the actual first interview for my show that I really didn't pay as much attention to the technical aspects that I should have. But had I known then what I knew now, I don't know that I would have moved forward with it because I didn't have the skill set in it. And I'm glad that I actually did. But, listening back to it, I'm like, oh, I can't believe I did that. But, again, it was fantastic. The content was great. And that's really all that's important. So balance that out with not caring at all about technology. You don't want to be on that end of the scale, but you don't want to wait until you've got it perfected either because you'll never get started. So just, you just got to start working yourself towards skilling yourself in that area, but you've got to actually start doing it so that you know what it is that you do need to improve on.
Yeah. One of the things that you said to me earlier before we started recording, and I'd love for you to share a little bit more about that, and you were saying that one of your clients is a 70-year-old and she started up her own podcast. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, her name's Lynn Lucas. She's actually in her 70s. I don't know exactly what number it is, but she had a traditional offline legal practice where she was working with clients who were going through the very sensitive issue of divorce. And she decided to turn her traditional offline business into an online business. So I helped her through the process of that. But then I challenged her to take it one step further because of the nature of the content that she's providing and the sensitivity of it. Often one person might be thinking about divorce and the other's not. But this way, with audio podcasting, they're able to get that content onto their smartphone, listen to it at their own convenience and just, get the information that they need. So I challenged her on that and she really took it. She did my podcast masterclass. She worked through that program with me. And the very first episode, I encouraged her to let me interview her first. So what she had to do was take care of the technical stuff. And then I was actually able to find out what the show was, ask her the questions so people would know what the show is about. Yes. And she took it one step at a time. And then the next one she interviewed and took care of the technology side herself.
Wow.
Now she's got it up on iTunes and it's just nobody else is, that we know is actually podcasting on this subject. So it really puts her in a position of authority and ahead of the pack. Yeah. So she's in her 70s and she can do it, anybody can.
Wow, absolutely. I mean, I think my mother's in her 90s. She would never doesn't even know how to turn on a computer. But I mean, that is fantastic, that here's someone in her mature years. And how often do we hear people that say, well, I'm too old to learn this new piece of technology? Well, that's kind of just thrown that whole
exactly.
belief and mindset out the window. Really, anybody can do it. If she can do it, then you can do that as well. I really can't wait to hear more about you sharing your brilliance on the Telesummit. So for people watching today, do you want to just give us a brief snapshot of some of the topics you'll be talking about in your presentation?
Okay, well, the three key things are why broadcasting will be your number one online marketing strategy for 2014. And I really encourage you to start thinking about that now and get yourself ready and geared up for that. The second one will be the top 3 broadcast platforms, as I briefly mentioned before, and how to choose the right one for you. And I say how to choose the right one because you need to start off just with one. As you improve and you master that, then you can take on another. But I just don't want people to, feel that they need to do all 3 of them. It's just a matter of taking on one at a time. And the third point is how to actually get thousands of people engaged with your broadcasting content. Because it's one thing to actually be producing and broadcasting, but if nobody's listening to it, well, then it's all just a bunch
That's
of...
right. You might as well just sit in a corner and talk to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. That sounds like a great mixture of topics there, and something we really want to connect with and to hear. So, of course, if you have not yet booked your seat, what you need to do is go to www.smashingtheglassceilingtelesummit.com. While you're there, I want to encourage you to check out the Ultimate Transformation Ticket, because if you register as an Ultimate Transformation community member, you will be able to get extra time and support from each of the guest speakers, such as Ludwina today, and they'll be able to give you some deeper information so that you really can transform your business and smash through your glass ceiling. Also, our major sponsor, which is the AmbitiousEntrepreneur.network.com, has kindly given us the Ask the Expert Done for You podcast series. So you get to be the star and the host of your own 5-part podcast series. Now, if you don't know anything about interviewing or being interviewed, that's all right. They will help you to do that, so you can just show up as the star that you are. So again, that web address is www.smashingtheglassceilingtelesummit.com. Ludwina, I can't wait for you to share your brilliance, and we'll catch you in November.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Bye for now.